Hi friends, in previous video we already discussed about Lewis dot rules. In this video we are going to write some examples of Lewis dot structure. For example, NF3. What is the first rule? Count the number of valency electrons. We are going to write Lewis dot structure for NF3 molecule. See, what is the first rule? Count the number of valence electrons. Now, nitrogen valence electron 1s2, 2s2, 2p, 3 means 5 valence electrons plus each fluorine having 7 valence electrons. 3 into 7. 3 sevens are 21 plus 5, 26 valence electrons for nitrogen. This is the first rule. And then second rule, what? Take the central atom as least electronegative atom. Compared to nitrogen is least electronegative and fluorine is high electronegative. So nitrogen taken as central atom and remaining atoms surrounded around the nitrogen atom. This is the next rule. And then how many valence electrons are having? 26 valence electrons. Means based on the above rules, first we complete the octet rule for outermost atom, and then for this central atom. So 26 valence electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here 8, 8, 8 means 24 electrons are filled in the outermost atoms and remaining atoms filled in the center atom. 24 electrons are filled and the 2 remaining electrons are filled in the central atom. So this is the way to draw Lewis dot structure based on the above rules. First count the number of valence electrons and taken the least electronegative as central atom and the remaining atoms surrounded around the nitrogen, and then first complete the octet rule for outermost atoms and then the remaining electrons for the central atom. Here and again rule, and one rule is making the covalent bond for the central atom. Nitrogen sharing 1 electron to the fluorine and fluorine also sharing 1 electron to the nitrogen. Between nitrogen and fluorine, mutual sharing of electrons takes place. Means covalent bond is formed. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Octet rule follow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Octet rule follow. And nitrogen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Octet rule. These 4 atoms follow the octet rule. This is the way to draw the Lewis dot structure. And then see, this is the structure we draw. Next for Nh3 molecule. See, for Nh3 molecule, nitrogen has 5 valence electrons and hydrogen has 1 valence electron. 5 plus 3 hydrogens, 3 into 1, 8 valence electrons. Nitrogen taken as central atom because hydrogen least electronegative atom of hydrogen but does not taken as a central atom. Why? Because hydrogen having duplet structure only. So nitrogen taking central atom and the remaining atoms are surrounded around the nitrogen and 8 electrons. Here hydrogen having 2 electrons, this hydrogen having 2 electrons and this hydrogen having 2 electrons. Hydrogen having only duplet structure. So that's why the 2 remaining electrons are placed on the central atom. So this is the structure of Lewis dot structure of NH3. Here next example, OF2, oxygen having 6 and fluorine 7, total valence electrons 20 valence electrons, and oxygen is least electronegative, taken as central atom, and the remaining atoms around the oxygen. First, based on the above rule, first complete the octet rule for outermost electrons and then for the central atom. Here covalent bond is formed because mutual sharing of electrons takes place. Fluorine having 1 to fill electrons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 electrons are filled out to the outermost atoms. Fluorine attain octet rule, and this fluorine also attain octet rule, and then go for the remaining. How many electrons for complete valence electrons? 4 valence electrons are having. So and the remaining valence electrons are placed on the central atom. So and for the oxygen also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oxygen also attain octet rule. Fluorine, all these 2 fluorines also attain octet rule. Based on the above rules, easy to draw Lewis dot structures. And then for the HCl. HCl electronic valence electrons 1, and for chlorine 7, total 8 electrons. Hydrogen attain duplet structure, and chlorine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and hydrogen giving 1 electron to the chlorine, chlorine also giving 1 electron to the hydrogen. Mutual sharing of electrons takes place. So chlorine attain octet structure and hydrogen attain duplet structure. And this is the H2 Lewis dot structure for H2O molecule. Hydrogen never taken as a central atom. This is the main important rule. This is least electronegative but does not taken as a central atom. Central atom. Here oxygen taken as a central atom and hydrogens are around the oxygen. Here total valence electrons 6 plus 2, 8 valence electrons for the H2O molecule. 1, 2. Hydrogen attain duplet structure, and this hydrogen also attain duplet structure, and oxygen attain octet structure by mutual sharing of electrons takes place. And the structure for CH4 molecule. CH4 carbon having 4 valence electrons and hydrogen having 1 valence electron, total 8 electrons. Hydrogen never taken as a central atom, so carbon taken as a central atom. And one thing, carbon is least electronegative than carbon. Here, hydrogen never taken as a central atom, and total 8 valence electrons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Carbon attain octet configuration and hydrogen attain duplet structure by mutual sharing of electrons. Here before video we already discussed about that if too many electrons are having the extra electrons are placed in the central atom. So this is one rule, and based on the above rules, sulfur, carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus forms double and triple bonds. Like for SO2 molecule, total valence electrons 6 plus 2 into 6, 12 plus 6, total 18 electrons. This is the actual structure of sulfur taken as a central atom because lower least electronegative than oxygen, and then complete the octet rule for outermost electrons and then go for the central atom. This is the structure based on the above rules. And then here sulfur also attain octet structure by taken double bond between oxygen and sulfur. See 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. By mutual sharing of electrons between oxygen and sulfur, these two oxygen and sulfur attains octet structure. So if necessary conditions, oxygen, sulfur, nitrogen, phosphorus containing double bonds between the atom. This is the actual structure of SO2 molecule. So these examples are done by explaining the rules in previous video. I hope you understand. Thank you.